Great matchup, a great game. I thought our guys came out in the first half, executed the game plan. We minimized our mistakes on the road. I'm proud of our guys for doing that. I'm proud of our guys for stepping up, those that played extra minutes. Ant Robinson was in foul trouble early, never really got going. But in the second half, that's when Tennessee was able to, execute. And I thought they ended up taking more risks behind the arc, taking quicker shots than they did in the first half. And when you shoot 60% from the three in the second half, 50% from the field, that's where they won that game in that probably first 10 minutes. I thought it took us too long to stabilize, and ultimately we did fight back, and that's what I'm proud of the most. I used the timeout late in the game not to do anything else. The ball was bouncing. They wasn't taking it out. So at that point I used the timeout, and we got a turnover, and I thought Grill got fouled, but I guess he didn't. But we used it just for that situation, and I thought we were going to be able to get a turnover, which we did, and possibly a one three-point basket. So great game. We'll look at the film and see what else we can do to improve.
Coach, when the team gets hot like they did tonight, is there anything you can do, any adjustments you can make?
Yeah. So the adjustments, when the team gets hot, you got to minimize their second chance points, which we did not do. When they missed it, we didn't recover the rebound. Then the other part of it is their assist-to-turnover ratio was great simply because out of 21 assists, out of 27 baskets, 21 was assisted. When you have that type of movement, and in addition to that, Zakai Ziegler's not shooting as well this season. He's at 20-something% from three. He went 4 for 4. Meshack ended up going 1 for 1 as well. Those are baskets that come back to hunt you, especially in those situations. So minimizing mistakes, and then the other part of it is executing in the 1-and-1 on our side when we get to the free throw line. Tamar Bates, one of the best free throw shooters in the country, wasn't able to execute the front end of the bonus twice. So that's 4 points possibly that was left on the board.
Coach, first of all, congratulations on a hard-fought, well-played game. My question for you is, this team has improved a lot since last season, going 0-18 in conference play to starting 6-3 this year. Has this been an on-court performance change or a culture change as a whole? What have you observed?
Well, I think when you look at our roster is different. We're going to continue to stay committed to our values and the things that we believe in. But the players that have returned, they've gotten better through player development. Also, the recruiting class that we had, top 3 recruiting class in high school. And then obviously we did a good job in the portal. So I think the additions, in addition to that, our guys gelling and playing together is a result, and that's what you see.
What changes about defending Tennessee when they have Zakai, Chaz, and Gainey on the court together?
Well, they're seasoned veterans. When you have those 3 guys on the court, and at the end of the day, remember Gainey was able to knock down a corner 3. I thought he got to the foul line as well. But the biggest thing is, though, that trio is a good trio. When you look across the conference, look across the country, those 3 are the reason, in addition to others, why they're a top 5 team, why they were number 1 in the country for several weeks and things like that. And then you add a Hall of Fame head coach to the equation. Those guys did a great job.
Just to come into this building against that defense and commit, I think, 3 turnovers in 40 minutes, what's that kind of say about the poise that your guys have?
Well, we knew that Tennessee was going to be, quote-unquote, disruptive when it comes down to their defense. They're one of the top teams in the country in defending and forcing turnovers. But we're very talented in our own right. We move the ball. I just thought the things that we made a mistake in didn't come from turnovers. We didn't make turnovers, but we still made mistakes. And I'll go back and figure out what those collectively cost us. But I just think for us to come in on the road, we've been in different environments, to have a positive assist-to-turnover ratio is one of the reasons why we were leading in the first half and also why we were able to come back in the game.
What makes a guy like Igor Milicic difficult to deal with, and when he's impacting the game in as many areas as he was tonight, what does that do for Tennessee?
Well, time of possession. He's a low time of possession guy, doesn't require the ball in his hands for multiple seconds of a shot clock. he's effective. He was 8 for 10 from the field, was able to knock down free throws, knock down threes. So he's a 3-level scorer or a 2-level scorer when it comes down to basket points, second chance points, and also 3-point baskets. The other part of it is he's a good passer, 5 assists, 3 turnovers, and then he ended up protecting the rim on some blocks. I think he had about 3 or 4 blocks.
Coach, Caleb only had 3 3-point attempts when he had 11 against Mississippi State. Do you think that was more so something Tennessee was doing defensively, or was he just not getting the looks he needs to get?
Well, I think ultimately when you look at the gravity, he still had points on the board because of the gravity at which he commits himself to the basketball. I thought the tough 3-point basket he had, we got to do a better job screening bodies off of him. And I don't think tonight we screened well enough. I don't think he drew 1 foul. Did he draw a foul tonight? Caleb Grill, he drew 2 fouls. And I thought he was moving without the basketball. Physical team, we didn't screen bodies off of them, and they did a good job.
Coach, you mentioned Ant Robinson getting into foul trouble tonight. What kind of changes do you have to make when he's not really available? And then second part, what did you make of Tony Perkins' performance tonight?
Well, Ant Robinson is very important to us. He picked up 2 fouls in the backcourt alone. And when you do that, that puts your team in a disadvantage, and he can't take those risks that he's taken in the backcourt to try to get a steal or the physicality or extra possession. And ultimately, that's what put us I think, in a disadvantage. But next man up, T.O. Barrett came in, played early minutes. I thought he did well. Marquez Ward did well. But Tony Perkins is a good guard. He played 30 minutes, 16 points, 5 assists, 5 rebounds. Great stat line. I thought he did some wonderful things. But, again, free throw percentage, he got to be able to knock those free throws down, and I thought he wasn't able to do that.
Just another question there about Perkins. I think he hit 3 threes there in about 3 minutes in the first half, and then did not attempt another one the rest of the night. Did Tennessee turn off the tap there, or did he just not get looks?
He got really tired, and he asked for a sub, and I got him back in. But at the end of the day, I thought Tennessee made some adjustments, but also Tony Perkins made some adjustments because he just didn't settle for 3-point baskets. I think when the 3-point baskets he made was based off an extra pass, Mark Mitchell drive and a kick out, and then a switch with the 5-man, and he was able to raise up because there was enough cushion.
Coach, your defense has been very active all year, and it was tonight forcing 11 turnovers. What's the mentality you've implemented on this defense, and do you think it will change at all going forward?
Well, defensively, I think our guys did a great job. On paper, numerically, we lost the rebounding battle when you look at their rebounds versus ours. We had 60 field goals, 25 makes. You look at that, that's 35 opportunities for them to rebound. They got, a good number of those, right? On the flip side of it, they ended up with 54 field goals. I thought we had opportunities to get the rebounds, and we didn't get those. Those are the ones we got to secure. And their rebounding percentage was very high from an offensive standpoint when you force a team to 27 misses and they end up getting 11 offensive rebounds. They shot the basketball at a high percentage, so when you get those misses, you got to secure the misses. And ultimately, we'll go back to the drawing board, see what we got to do. But a great game, 17 minutes with the lead on the road is very important. They only had the lead for 20 minutes of the game. So when you look at from that perspective, it was a good ball game tonight. And my head's off to Tennessee. Thanks.